welcome back. I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen, and how are you doing today? I got my to-do list. It's a never-ending to-do list. But I've been thinking, you see all this stuff about homesteading, you know, everybody's homesteading, they want to homestead in their apartment. And I understand, you know, I do. Like the food quality is crap, and you know, it's really great feeling when you can make something for your family or do something better for your family. It's like Sunday morning. I get up and make, you know, my sour cream blueberry muffins. I just feel great, right? Because I'm doing something for my family. Here's my thing. You know, they went from homemakers, they called us homemakers, right, to domestic engineers. It didn't change your job, right? No stay-at-home mother got a raise just because they labeled it domestic engineers. It just made you sound important. Not that you're not important. Stay-at-home moms are phenomenal. And it's a tough job. I was there. I've done that. Well, I'm a stay-at-home mom that works from home. Okay? All the things. This has been on my mind a lot because you see so much homesteading. So it doesn't matter if you made ketchup from scratch and you're serving it with dinosaur chicken nuggets, right? You did something. But I think what's happening, correct me if I'm wrong, this is just my opinion, okay? I think it's families, moms and families are going back to the whole family unit, and it's homemaking. It's homesteading, yes, because you're on your land and you're doing your thing, but it's homemaking. You're a stay-at-home mom. You're a homemaker, because here's my theory on this. So you're making condiments, so you're canning, so you're making soap, you're doing candles, you're doing all these things. My grandma did all those things. That was her job. That was her work. That was her stay-at-home work. I mean, she also helped my grandpa on the farm. She'd milk cows when they had grain. She drove the grain truck, all those things. But she was still a stay-at-home mom, and she did all those things. She made jelly. She made pies. She did all the things. And I think we've been taken away from that as parents. We've gotten out of that position because we have to work. And I'm not judging anybody, but when I go down Walmart, you know, down the freezer section, and I see pre-made pancakes there, I kind of giggle a little to myself, like, who doesn't have time to make pancake mix? It is a thing. I'm sorry. I'm not judging anybody. But it doesn't take long to make pancakes, right? And usually if I do it, I double batch it or triple batch it and then freeze what's left over, right? But I think everybody's hooked on this sourdough train and let's make soap at home train, because it brings us back to our roots and it brings us back to the family unit. You're doing something for your family. We're back to the homemakers. Yeah, forget domestic engineer. That's just a label, you know? Here's the thing. Would you take a job? Here's a question. Would you take a job where you got a nice new name, a nice new label, more responsibility, but no more pay, no extra pay? Well, you'd be surprised how many people would jump on that. But it's stupid. No, not me. You can keep the label, okay? But that's kind of what they did. They just gave it domestic engineer. They just gave us another label for stay-at-home moms. When it first started making the rounds, I know this was like way before my first son was born. I didn't know what it was. What's a domestic engineer, right? It's just, oh, you're a domestic engineer. Okay. I didn't know what it was. And it's kind of sad that homemaker or stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home parent actually had somebody on my dad's side who he stayed at home. His wife had a great job and he stayed at home and took care of the kids, took them to school, did their homework, right? It can be done. You just got to figure out who's bringing home the check and who's taking care of the kids. But nowadays, there's so many families, 2 incomes isn't even enough. Or it's barely enough, and you can save, but what are you saving for? You know, house prices around here, ridiculous. Ridiculous. But anyway, that was just my thought. The homesteading thing is homemaking. It's bringing us back. And I'm hoping that it is bringing families back to the family unit, back to what's important, and not all this keeping up with the Joneses and everything else. But, okay, that's my spiel. That's my spiel for today. Anyway, today we're doing a soap that's loaded. I should have just called it a loaded baked potato. Oh my gosh, that's a funny name for a soap. Loaded baked potato. Of course, I'm thinking of food. I'm hungry. But anyway. So, this soap is loaded, and you will see why. So remember, be kind, be forgiving, be you, and let's check out another Wildflowers and Bees soap, all things honey. And to our soap today. This is literally a loaded baked potato soap. So we put organic honey in the oils, okay? Raw organic honey. And then we've also added buttermilk powder to that and some colloidal oats. Also, all to the oils. I'm like, in the oils. And I'm also adding some kaolin clay because I forgot about it. Yep. And it gets worse. It gets worse. Like, this isn't even, the max capacity here. This is a redone soap. This is a soap I did last year. All Things Honey. I just love the scent that it contains and all the extra additives. So, blend that up first. It's a little warm. Yeah, it's a little warm, but that's okay. I'm okay with it. So you want to blend up, like I like to blend it up just a little bit. All those things in there, because you don't want to scorch the honey. You don't want to, but I don't think it would scorch. I don't really think it would scorch. It's in there with a lot of stuff, and my lye water isn't that hot. Hot processing, you can scorch the honey. I've done it. So if you say you can't, you can, because I've done it. But, and we're just going to bring this to a very light emulsion, because I really want it to be nice and fluid. Haven't had too much of a problem with that lately. Into this goes my fragrance oil, which is a blend of fragrance oils. That is my blend of fragrance oils. So no, I don't share it. Sometimes as a soaper, you have to have a few secrets. That's just how it is. That right there is turmeric. And that right there is cocoa powder. So we have turmeric powder as a colorant. We have cocoa powder as a colorant. And we have titanium dioxide as a colorant. And the rest is plain. That must be the titanium dioxide part. And the rest is plain. So here's my mold that we are going to be using. It is my tall, skinny mold. And I'm sure you've all seen a honeycomb hive, a frame of comb. Well, if you buy it from the store, they specifically do the nice comb that's white and okay. But if you see the other comb that they put their babies in and the honey and all this other stuff, it is different colors. And bee pollen is all dependent on where they got their pollen from, and the wax is like a second comb. It's different colors, and so I wanted to capture a little bit of all of that, okay? Because it is very, very it's so beautiful and so fragrant, and you cannot tell me that bees are not a perfect example of God's big plan. Sure, that's not where you thought I was going with that, but literally they're just the most perfect thing in creation. And people are trying to kill them. It's so sad. Okay, but anyway, on to happier things. This soap is a drop swirl soap. As you can see, drop in the plain, drop in the cocoa, drop in the turmeric. Yes, and those will actually add a little bit of a scrubby exfoliation too. Not hard, you know, because we have the oatmeal also, and it'll just be a nice, very nice blend of exfoliants and just a nice fluid, beautiful drop swirl. This is actually, my daughter really likes this scent. It's one of her, I can't say it's her favorite, but every time she comes across it, like I'm totally out from last year, but she she would be like, oh, I just love this one. And I'd be like, well, that's fine, you know, you can just take that one, you know. And she's like, no, you know, she's such a weirdo. But it's like the whole thing with soap is I can make more, you know. You only come into problems when they discontinue your fragrance oil that you're using, you know, which does suck. Been there, done that. It is not fun. So, but I mean, otherwise, it's just soap, you guys. Just use it as soap. It's so pretty. Yes. It's cute. Yes. Use it as soap. I'm sorry. So for the top, I just decided I was going to do like a little mini bowl swirl just for the top part. Because I just wanted, I don't know. I guess I didn't want to drop it. Because sometimes I've noticed when I do the top and I'm still continuing to pour that stuff on top, it changes the drop swirl a little bit if it does break those planes. And so, not a big deal. And this is how I stand my mold to make sure it's straight and solid, because it is not a mold that, you know, stands on its own. The heat pad is under it, and then I'm putting this strip of bubble wrap over the top to make it look like a little honeycomb thing, you know. And then after it's set up for a little bit, I was adding these drag marks to it. Just a little bit of added texture, you know, for my honeybees that I'm putting on here. That my friend, sorry, bee pollen first. Bee pollen first. Yep, bee pollen. This thing has all the things in it. It's going to be a crazy label, let me tell you. I have a friend who does buy soap, and he's going to complain because he's going to say, you know, first of all, it looks edible. And second of all, he's going to be like, do you know who has to fish out those little bees from the drain when they go down the drain? And I'll be like, well, you just make sure you take them off first. You should actually be able to pop most of them out, you know, before you use the bar if you don't want them going down the drain. My grandson is just fascinated with these, and he thinks they're the best thing ever. And I just think they're so cute and adorable that, you know, they deserve to be on the soap. I know you can buy the sugared ones, but the sugared ones are so much more expensive. Like, it's crazy. And I'm not that good with soap dough. I was not a Play-Doh child. I actually can't stand Play-Doh. We're not going to discuss Play-Doh right now. But, so, yeah. First things first, I did put this in the freezer for a little bit, so it just makes popping it out of the mold so much easier, you guys. And look at that. It is so cute. So cute. And, you know, bee pollen all over the place. Because it doesn't all stick. It'd be nice if it did, but it doesn't. And then pulling off the top, and you just have that cute pattern there. Isn't that just adorable? Look at that. Nice and solid. Yep, I like the heat pad. Sometimes they got bee pollen on the bottom. Sometimes it does overheat the soap a little bit when I forget about it, but like if I preheat the heat pad before I put it on there and then I give it like a half an hour, 45 minutes, it seems to do the trick. It's about the same as the oven, but cutting these always gets me because, okay, first of all, I'm doing it at a slant on its side, so that if the bee pollen gets stuck on the wire, that it doesn't drag through the whole entire soap. And that's always fun. You've seen me do that, you know, try and straighten them out. But the other problem I had was my soap cutter is really actually set to be just over an inch. Okay, so when I cut my 7-inch bars out of the 7.5-inch mold, if I don't cut the edges right, I will go straight across, and it is like literally that they eat up that half an inch that should be there. So I really need to like rethink my mold and my placement of my marks on the mold, because I got to a point where I was like, oops, you know, he's gonna be, you know, all wonky and, you know, like getting close to cutting off that bee. Maybe it's not on the bee one, isn't it? See, okay. It's like, where is this gonna line up? So yeah, I mean, and I don't have a problem with it. It makes my soaps, see, whoops. It makes them a little bit bigger for weight wise, and I don't mind not having all the ends. I mean, you do have an end here and there, but wrong way. You know, I don't like on the ones that come in 7, the smaller ones. It's okay. It's okay with me not to have that extra. And here I just decided to put some honey, which is it's just oil and mica. Okay. I probably should have used the gold. I just decided not to. No preference. But like a little honey drizzle. That was my take on this. And then to look at each individual soap. They will darken up. So some of that will, I think it does darken up. One of the colors does discolor. Or one of the colors. One of the fragrance oils does discolor a little bit. And like I said, it's a blend. See that I don't know why I have that stupid line in there. If that's from hitting the bee. It was a bee. So, but these are so yummy smelling. They are so cute. Don't let the cuteness stop you, because I'm going to make them again next year. But just adorable, adorable, and full of so much stuff, you guys. They're full of honey. They're full of colloidal oats. They're full of kale and clay. They're full of buttermilk powder. They're full of turmeric powder and cocoa powder. And hey, what did you think of my homesteading theory? Huh? Like, really? Am I off on that? But anyway, here are the fragrance notes for these yummy bars. Please don't eat them. Here are the bars right after they are cut. And here are the bars when they are totally cured. And as always, I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.